Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Potsmoker's Bible. My name is Zion. I'm the author of the Potsmoker's Bible, which contains the prophetic book of Zion, where I get my name and authority. It comes from the Ketuvim, or Old Testament, of the Christian Bible. I use the King James Version of the Bible to put together the prophecy of Zion, and it is contained within the larger book, the Potsmoker's Bible. If you want to video view both books, because they are combined, go to Pot Smoker's Bible, all lowercase, on YouTube, and you can video view the entire published work. Now, this series, I call this Ascension. It's about how to ascend into a higher form of life from this level of evolution that we're now at. Um, the prophets have been telling us since the 90s, or maybe, well, forever, but a new set of prophets came around in the 90s that told us that there was going to be an awakening coming. And this awakening is what I'm doing right now, the Unicorn Way. That is the awakening, to open up an avenue for ascension, to solidify the Earth's ultimate polarity. Now, right now, we're in a negative polarity. All the negativity in the world has been running amok for centuries. And, but through all that negative mug, the Zion appears. That's the prophecy. I am that Zion. I'm not saying that to brag. I'm just telling you that's what I did. And I did it by following the prophecy. I literally did everything that the prophecy said that I should do, up to and including publishing the prophecy in the form of the Book of Zion. And I did it according to the prophecy without money. Um, and that led me ultimately to ascension. The religion of Israel and Christianity, Judaism, Christianity, led me to ascension, which is the means by which we become what they worshipped. Now, in the last episode, I told you that you begin by learning all of the religious texts on the planet. um, that is a tall order. It took me 5 years to read them all. And so your quest to become divine is a long one. And you do it by knowledge. First, you have to know spirit, because you're on a spiritual quest. But in order for you to master that spirit, you also have to master the physical plane of existence. So I'm going to do that which is like unheard of on this planet, and I'm going to have to. Oh, everybody is just going to be, what the hell? First, you have to learn all the knowledge contained in the spiritual realm, all religious knowledge. And then you have to add to that all of the physical knowledge of the planet, too. So you have to study science. So you have to combine science and spirit, religion. Where it's like this world separates the two as if they were two different things, and they're not. They're the same thing. Different levels of the same thing. Because all physical knowledge is necessary in the application of quantum physics. You can't actualize what you want if you don't understand what it's made of. If you don't understand that what science teaches you, you don't know how to navigate spirit. Because spirit, and you are spirit in flesh. And everything that you do is from flesh. So you have to begin the spiritual journey by mastering the physical journey first. Which is why we're taught science from childhood. We're also taught religion, but we're taught both in a fragmented way. So, in order for us to become the unicorn, we have to master both the spiritual realm and the physical realm. So you need to learn the basics of knowledge, and you only need to learn the basics of all of this. Because the basics is what you build everything from. It's your foundation. So we need to learn the physical sciences. We need to learn mathematics. We need to learn everything that we learn in school, pretty much, basically. That is the basics of the physical realm. So we don't reject science when we choose the unicorn path. We embrace science to embody it because we are embodied in science. This flesh is nothing more than science, the coming together of dark matter into a living form. And you have to understand physics in order to understand that. You have to understand all of the elements contained within the quantum field in order for you to master the quantum field, which is where magic lies. Believe it or not, magic is based in science. And you have to learn the fundamentals of science in order to mesh that with all of the things that you learned in religion. Because religion teaches you your soul, your light energy being that you are, that is contained outside of, that is more than your body. A spiritist will tell you that they can see your aura. Your aura is your light, and that is your true form. The physical body that you inhabit, that you were born to, that was something you chose to become. You invested all of your energy into that gross dark matter. And by gross dark matter, I don't mean, ooh, it's gross. Oh my God, it's evil. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the accumulation of particles on a quantum scale, solidifying into said object. And the process by which you, as a living soul, unicorn, can manipulate those particles to create what you want out of them. You have to understand what a particle is before you can manipulate it. And you have to actualize your knowledge from the big picture, everything that you see, touch, feel, sense on the physical plane. You have to break it down into its smallest individual parts, where spirit lies. Because spirit is not a physical thing. Spirit is energy. And science teaches you about energy. Creation is literally the energetic manipulation of particles in the quantum field by willful intent to create a solid object. Just explain quantum physics. All the science in the world can be summed up into that. But you have to know all the science in the world to get it down to that. Because we start with this great big everything that we see. And we have to understand where it all came from. So that we can take control of what's becoming. And that's where magic lies. What is becoming? So, the application of science and spirit is witchcraft. The manipulation of the quantum field is witches and warlocks and magicians, conjurers. They are all they are all spiritual scientists applying physical quantum physics, creating what comes next. Like begets like. So that if the thing that we want to create is like what I have in my hand, I can actualize in the quantum field what this represents. So this becomes a physical representation of the energy that I'm putting together in the quantum field to bring this into reality. You have to understand what that is made of before you can make it something from that. And that's where science comes in. So not only do you have to learn all of religious knowledge, you have to learn all of science too. The basics, the fundamentals. You don't have to become a quantum physicist. You don't have to become a rocket scientist. You just have to learn the basics of where that rocket scientist began to become a rocket scientist. So we learn the basics of both and everything. And by learning the basics, we give ourselves the framework in order in which we can manipulate reality. It's a framework. Spiritual knowledge is the means by which we evolve, we become, and we create. But science is what we create everything from, what we manipulate to bring into being. Whether that be a physical object like a chair or peace on earth, they are the same thing. They are created in the same way. And the combination of religion and knowledge and science gives us the opening of the way, the unicorn way. So, take a course in world theology. Take a course in world science. Combine them together into a framework of actualization within the quantum field. And you become a god. You become the creator of your own reality. And that is what God is. That is what the unicorn way is. To become a being of light, encased in flesh, capable of manipulating reality in the quantum field for the good of all the universe, for the good of all reality. To be the nexus of joy. Because we create what we are. I could not give you joy unless I had joy to give to you. So I had to first find my joy in order to spread that joy to the world. And knowledge is the means by which to do that. So we apply knowledge to our will, and all things become. Now, we can only create what is within us to create. That's why we have to find our joy. Because if we go into the quantum field to create something without joy being the nexus of our being, everything that we create will be flawed by that not joy. So, the emotion is your emotion is your will. So you have to apply your emotional will to science in the quantum field, which is spirit. And that's where I'll leave you today. So may the Great watch over you, guide you, protect you, keep you from all harm, and teach you right from wrong. May you be worthy of them. May your thoughts, words, and deeds create truth, good, and light, the unicorn way. Find your joy, create your joy, be your joy, spread your joy. Stay happy and high. Know I love you. I will see you later, because I will never say goodbye.